right, this video, we're actually going to start at the back of the math journal, okay? We've been doing videos about what we're learning in math at the front. We're actually going to start at the back, and we're going to just write math problem solving. Like you're going to do like problem solving techniques back here. So math problem solving. Okay. So what we're putting back here are just techniques that you can use when you are working on word problems. Okay? This isn't like, how to get the answer right every time. These are just strategies. Math problem solving. Okay. Then you're going to turn back one page, and you're going to write, this is, I think I'll call this a problem-solving flowchart. That sounds cool. Problem solving, and then I'm going to write the flowchart. Let's see. Problem-solving flow chart. Problem-solving flowchart. And the problem-solving flowchart, the problem-solving flowchart starts with this question: will my answer be, and then kind of give it a dot, dot, dot. Will my answer be, because in a word problem, like if it's telling you, there's this many cookies and this many kids, and it asks you how many cookies each kid gets, well, you kind of have this sense that, nobody can have more than the cookies that the teacher brought, right? So you know that your answer is going to be smaller than the total number of cookies. Whereas they say, each kid got this many cookies, and there were this many kids, how many cookies did the teacher bake? Well, you know that answer has to be bigger than the amount she gave to each kid. So the first question you ask yourself is, will my answer be bigger or smaller? And the reason I ask myself that is because if my answer is going to be bigger, there are only two operations in the world that make numbers bigger, okay? And those operations would be, wait for it, addition, and I do want you to put addition on this side. It matters. Addition or multiplication. Right? If I know how many cookies each kid has, and I know how many kids, and I want to know the total number of cookies, in order to get that bigger number, I have to either add or multiply. And then there are only two operations in the whole wide world that make numbers smaller. And watch the order I put these in, because it matters for how this flowchart works. And those operations are division and subtraction. So will my answer be bigger or smaller? And if you can get this far, then you at least have eliminated two of the possible operations you could use. So now for your second question. Okay. I'm going to skip a few lines because I'm going to do some arrows. Are there, and I'm going to write equal, are there equal parts? Are there equal parts? And what I mean by equal parts, I'm going to go back to the teacher and the cookies. Like when the teacher handed out the cookies, did she give an equal number of cookies to each kid? Because if she did, then there's only two operations that deal with perfectly equal parts, and that would be multiplication and division, which would be why we put those there. Are there equal parts? And if there are, then it has to be multiplication or division. Okay. If there are equal parts, it has to be multiplication or division, which means if there aren't equal parts, it has to be addition or subtraction. Okay? So, and the part that I think is hardest about this is the idea of equal parts. So I'm going to add a couple of things to think about there. Are there equal parts? Equal parts means every something has the same number of somethings, okay? And the somethings really don't matter. Each kid has the same number of cookies, each row has the same number of desks, each box has the same number of crayons, each teacher has the same number of students, each taxi has the same number of Labradors. Whatever it is that's holding something else, there's the same number. Okay? And then I'm going to put not equal next to addition and subtraction. Not equal parts. Not equal parts. So that flowchart is just a way to help you figure out when you have a word problem and you're not sure where to get started, ask yourself, will my answer be bigger or smaller? And where are there equal parts? And if you can answer both of those questions correctly, it will lead you to the correct operation. And as long as you can do adding, multiplying, dividing, and subtraction correctly, boom, you got the answer. So that is your problem-solving flowchart.